russosbrand.com, where the pros are the pros. Lions, tigers, bears, and head.
They don't take risks because they're afraid that they're going to get heat and they're going to get fired. And that's a remark. That's a fan statement. Hey, they got fired from WWE. You can't. There's not been a wrestler in all of its existence that's ever been fired from WWE. They have been released. And if you've used your time in WWE in the proper manner, you're now an attraction that can still have a career all over the world because of the fact that that is the biggest and greatest platform to sell your product that there's been in professional wrestling. And let's face it, it's going to continue to be because you can't out WWE. You know, it comes down to it. I brought this up when we were both at Impact, you know, and tried to explain this to Dixie Carter.
ECIII!
I'm about to join a great new endeavor with you, Mr. Vince Russo. And what's great about this is we know each other, but we don't know each other well. And, you know, I've vetted you thoroughly, as with all my acquaintances, that I hope they so soon become my great friends and allies in my great war I'm taking part in. But you have a mind I appreciate. You have an interesting story. As I'm trying to find my way through the wrestling world and other avenues like the creative aspect, I thought who better can become sort of my guide in a sense than the most controversial creative of all time, Vince Russo. So there's probably a lot of things we agree on. There's probably a lot of things we don't agree on. There's probably a lot of things we don't even know about each other that we're all going to find out. This is cool. Thank you for the opportunity. Get the fuck out of here, disco.
Castrating the marks. My favorite show, because you know what Cody talks about, bro? Keep in mind, this company has been in existence for 2 years. You know what he talks about, bro? He talks about an old AEW and a new AEW. He talks about shiny new toys. He talks about kind of being pushed back to the back of the bus and not having the stroke that he once had. He's talking about this stuff, and I'm sitting here because I said this was, I don't want to be Glenn, but I did say this is what was going to happen. Tony, this is exactly what happened at WCW. This is why you had the Guerreros, the Benoits, the Malenkos, the Vampiros, and all those guys in the middle. And Eric kept signing the Halls, the Nashes, the Hogans, the Pipers, the Hennings. This is exactly what happened. And all the guys that were WCW got pushed further and further and further back to the bus, and that's where the animosity starts. I've talked about this for months. So in the same day, Khan's talking about, oh, I'm not going to make the same mistakes WCW made. The same day, Cody Rhodes is confirming that he's making the same mistakes. That's the thing with this Tony Khan doesn't understand. Breaking down the Attitude Era hour by hour. Now, the first show I'm going to go back to 2 years. 2 years from the time Ed Ferrara and myself left, because this was really when my fingerprints were all over this show. And as I'm watching this back, there's no question. This was a Vince Russo show. And I say that because there are so many things you would have never saw pre-Vince Russo. And I'm going to talk about those things. I know basically what I pitched and what I suggested and what I wrote. My fingerprints are all over the show, as you will see. Now, the first show is October 6th, 1997, bro. All of these episodes, bro, are on Peacock, so you could check them out. Now, the night before is when we were at the show. And while we were at the show, the brilliant Taylor Hendricks.
She wanted to do things to me that I wasn't comfortable with, and one of them was not allowed in that state. But, you know, I was the green girl, so I wasn't being listened to. This person was a very well-respected veteran, and the person that was her tag partner was also very well-respected. So it was 2 against 1, and I felt very intimidated because I admired them both, and I still do, because they are amazing talents, and their track record speaks for itself. And so I end up with this one spot where I don't remember if she snap mirrors me over, but it's that position basically, and you sit up instead of laying flat down, and your legs are out in front of you like this, and you're sitting up, and then she's behind me and she kicks me where the base of my skull meets the upper cervical part of your neck.
Better call Khan! John Moxley is entering into an inpatient program for alcohol treatment. AEW president, CEO, general manager, and head of creative. Bro, are you kidding me with all those titles? Like every time we say Tony Khan's name, we've got to have every title go before it. AEW president, CEO, general manager, and head of creative took to Twitter tonight and reveal that Moxley is going into rehab, noting that Moxley has allowed Khan to make the statement. Now, this is very key, guys. This is Master Shoot Theater.
Yeah, Brucey P is not my lover. Yeah, he's just a pal. Claims that I am the one. Yeah, but Shane is not my son. Yeah. Yeah, people always told me, be careful what you do. Yeah, don't go around breaking Linda's heart. Pal, come on in, pal. Chill on, get in here.
Now, Vince, I know you're in charge of the theme music right now for the wrestlers. Vince, you gave me a list of people that you wanted me to contact, Vince, to see if they were interested in recording some music, Vince. But, Vince, I got a little bit of bad news. Vince, everybody on this list, Vince, Elvis, you requested Elvis, Whitney
Liberace.
Houston.
Get me Liberace then.
Whitney Houston, Patsy Cline, you wanted, Vince.
Yeah,
Vince,
I like
you want the great Jerry Vale, Vince, you asked for.
We need some good hip hoppers too for that hit row. Get me Tupac and get me Notorious Big or whatever his name is.
Because McMahon didn't create the Attitude Era. And he knows he didn't create the Attitude Era. It was Russo and Ferrara. How do I know that? Real simple. Has there ever been a period that popular since Russo and Ferrara left? The answer to that is no. So McMahon knows I didn't create that. Tony Khan is incapable of ever creating anything that great. So here's what happens. The ego kicks in. The ego kicks in. I am now going to do this my way. Fuck the past. Fuck the past. I am now going to do this my way.